In this recording, we're going to go to the MyMathLab site and take a tour of that site so I can show you where course materials are located within MyMathLab. Now, what I suggest, you may want to go ahead and make a shortcut, put this on your favorites, and you'll notice the address is www.pearsonmylabandmastering.com. Okay, now what you want to do first is you want to register, so go into the student button, and what you will need first of all will be our course identification, which is McCormick followed by the digits. That's located at the top of the course outline. I give you that ID, and you want to enter that, and then it's going to ask you for an access code, which if you bought one in the bookstore, you will have that. Otherwise, you can also pay by credit card here. So, check your browser. That's very important. And I think I'm probably not in the right browser, but let me see. I'll go ahead and do check your browser. So they tell you what we need for MyMathLab. Okay, and they tell you what your system requirements are and what browser you need and so forth. So, and they tell you about the browser settings, players, and plugins. And believe me, this is where I get most of the questions. So that's what you want to look at and go through to make sure your computer is set up so MyMathLab will work on it. Okay, so let me go back. And I already have a username and password, and that's what you'll set up when you register. Also, if you don't have the money to pay initially, there is a grace period. You can go ahead and register without paying, and you get about 10 days to 2 weeks during which you need to make full payment, or you will be your record is kept, but you will no longer be able to access MyMathLab. So I'm going to sign in. And this is where you'll go once you have your username and password. Oops, I see something's gone wonky. I did it again. I don't know what it is with this computer. For some reason, it does not like to go past the... There we go. Let's hope that did it. Okay, so here we are, and here is your course. Math 151, W01 Fall 2014. Here's your course ID that you'll be entering when you go to register, McCormick 27596. Now, once you have that, to get into the course, you have to click on the course name. And again, I'm not sure how much I'll be able to do here since I'm using a loaner computer. My old computer that I suppose crashed had everything set up so I could get to things fairly quickly, but there may be a little bit of a problem here today. I hope not. I hope I have enough information. I can give you enough information to get you into the course. Okay, this opens up to what they call the dashboard. It's like a... Okay, please refresh. Okay, finally it came through. All right, so the dashboard gives you kind of a snapshot of the assignments that are coming up. Please note this dashboard only includes assignments in my math lab, so it doesn't include the labs or the exams unless the exam happens to be in my math lab. So, and I do not use the announcements here. I only use announcements in Blackboard. Um, Chapter contents is a very important area. We'll be starting in Chapter 2 in Section 2.1. This is where your ebook is located. They have a video presentation similar to the ones I've made that go with each section. You may find mine more helpful. You may find the books more helpful. If you want the e-text, okay, that's the video presentation. I want to go to the e-text. If I can get it to open. Try one more time. Now it looks like at least it's opening. And this is the reason I say it's optional in terms of buying a textbook, a printed textbook. You must have the access kit or the access code, however you think of it, to get access to my math lab for the course. However, a printed textbook is optional. So the printed textbook comes packaged with the code if you're careful about which one you buy. Okay, so here we have our textbook, and it is identical to the printed textbook. So everything you need's in here. You can move forward, move back, go to a specific page. You can increase the size of the print. You can get rid of this over to the left if you don't want this index of where you're located. To make it a little bit bigger, but it has everything, and you'll find that throughout there'll be you try it exercises, also videos that go with the reading. So here's a video that goes with this. So that's the section lecture video and so forth. So you do have your e-textbook there, and I'm very happy that we were able to get into that. So okay, so I'm going to shrink this up. Okay, so announcements you can ignore. So chapter contents is your ebook, also has the videos. Gradebook is where you'll find your grades on your quizzes and your homework that you are doing in my math lab. The grades on your labs and any exams that I make outside of my math lab will only be in Blackboard. So like I said, every time you take an exam, after I've graded the exam, I will transfer your averages here from my math lab into Blackboard. So in Blackboard you will have an idea of what your grades look like. Okay, let's go down to homework. Let's see. Let's continue. Okay. So what we have is we have our homework all set up, and you can see it's done by section. And most of the times you're going to be doing a couple of sections a night or a week, I should say. And chapter O is an orientation, just to get you familiar with entering answers and so forth. And let me choose one here just to look at to see if we can get in and look at some questions. Okay, this is what the homework looks like. You have your question numbers up here. You have questions. Sometimes they're true, false, or multiple choice. Other times you'll have to type in an answer. And over here to the left you have a mathematical palette. for you have a choice for fractions, for exponents, absolute values, roots, ordered pairs, and then there are more. So that's available on both the homework and the quizzes. And you'll notice that over here to the right you have some help buttons, and these are really great because you can have the My Math Lab help you solve the problem. You can have them show you an example, and then you'll go back to this problem. If you have My Math Lab help you solve a problem, then you'll get a similar problem, but it will be a different one. This takes you to the textbook section that covers this topic. Last resort, after you've tried all of these and you still have questions, you can click on this, and this directly links to my email. And when I open my email, I'll have a link to bring me right back to the question, and I can then address your problem, your question with that problem. So you can see, okay, that's a true false. I was hoping I'd hit one. Probably it's just the section that I chose. Okay, so you can see, and most of the time the homework is 25 questions or less per section. And you get to do the homework problems as many times as you need. You should be able to get 100 on these if you do it correctly. I think there may be a cutoff like 4 attempts before it counts the question wrong. So, all right, so we have the list of homework. Quizzes and exams. The quizzes work very much the same way. Let's see. And you'll notice on this, actually I think I like this view. You have 2 times to take each quiz, and the highest grade is kept. Here's how to enter your answers. You may want to watch that video tour before you take a quiz the first time. When you click on I'm ready to start, what you'll see is it looks like the homework, except there are no help buttons over to the right. And so again, you have the mathematical palette over here to help you with fractions and roots and so forth. And when you're through with the entire quiz, you want to make sure you submit it. And you'll notice you have a save for later button there too. Leave the page. So that counts as one of my attempts. So there again, you have all of the quizzes. Now, in terms of what's at the bottom here, these are optional. They are entirely optional. I do recommend that you do some of these in preparation for the exams. Your first exam will cover chapters 2 and 3, so you have a pre-test, a review quiz, and a post-test for each of those chapters. And that's a good place to go to practice, particularly if I'm putting the exam in My Math Lab. Study plan is optional. Some students find this helpful. What it does is it, based on your scores, it makes recommendations on how you can, what you need to study to get things better. Tools for success, again, is something optional. It has some flashcards and graphing calculator help. Multimedia library is another way to get to the video lectures, and you can choose the chapter in the section. It also has PowerPoints, and will link you to the multimedia text again, so another way into that. And I think that's all that you need to be concerned with in terms of My Math Lab. So I'm happy to have you in my course, and I hope that you'll have a great semester. Let me know if you have any questions.